How much square footage does Turf Trust cover? Will Turf Trust burn my lawn? And is Turf Trust safe for my pets? Folks, we have a real special episode coming up, and I have answers to these questions and more coming up on Garden Sense. Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward, and welcome back to Garden Sense. Well, folks, as I said in the open, we have a real special episode today because today we are going through all of the frequently asked questions about Turf Trust. Folks, you know we talk about Turf Trust a ton on this program. It is our #1 selling product over at Rosen's Online, and it's that way for a very, very good reason. I got a bunch of emails with questions about Turf Trust, especially because of the heat wave that's sweeping several states as we speak. But I also reached back into the archives and pulled out some other great questions that people have asked. So we've bundled all of the questions together today. So buckle up, everybody. Let's jump right in. The first question is, how much square footage does Turf Trust cover? So for a lot of you loyal listeners out there, I realize that this is probably a real basic question. Well, I still get asked this today. In fact, I even got an email about it just last week. So here's the skinny. Our 5M Turf Trust bag, and it doesn't matter if it's the maintenance or the starter formula, will cover 5,000 square feet, which means that the 10M bag will cover 10,000 square feet. It's really that simple. So the 16-pound bag, which is the 5M, is going to cover 5,000 square feet, and the 32-pound bag, which is the 10M, covers 10,000 square feet. Question number 2 is, will Turf Trust burn my lawn? So I really do get this question a lot, and the answer is definitely no. And the reason that it won't burn your lawn is because it feeds very slowly over the course of 13 weeks. So again, it is more than 50% controlled release nitrogen, which means that your grass isn't just going to green up and then slowly fade away like a flash in the pan. It's actually going to slowly feed and provide nutrition for your lawn for up to 13 weeks in ideal conditions. What's nice about it is even if you over apply a little bit, all you need to do is make sure that it's spread out evenly and it still won't burn your grass. The next most frequently asked question is, do I need to water in Turf Trust? One of the benefits to using Turf Trust fertilizer is that you actually do not need to water it in. It's simply not necessary. And because you're bypassing that step, it's actually faster to put down Turf Trust fertilizers when compared to other granular fertilizers, and that's a good thing. Now, can you water it in? Sure, you can do that. In fact, if you choose to water it in, it may actually help cut down on some of the dust that's often associated with granular fertilizers. But in terms of overall product performance, it doesn't impact it either way. So for me, in all the years that I've been using Turf Trust, I've actually never once watered it in. Question number 4, is Turf Trust safe for my pets? So as long as your dog or your cat doesn't eat up a bunch of the fertilizer, it's going to be just fine and it's perfectly safe to use. Now, this is a picture of our family dog. Her name is Honey, and she is a member of our family, and I would never put anything down on the lawn that would hurt her or hurt my kids. And I have no issues at all putting down Turf Trust. Now, one thing that I would recommend, especially dog owners, do is that if you have just applied Turf Trust and then you let your dog out, before the dog comes back in, I would definitely wipe down their paws. Now, this is not a health issue for the dog, but rather I don't want your dog to track around all those granules that may have been sticking to their paws, and then you end up finding Turf Trust fertilizers on your couch, in your carpets, under your table, stuff like that. So after 24 hours, you don't have to worry about it. But if you let your dog outside that first day after applying Turf Trust fertilizers, I would definitely wipe its paws off before you let it back inside. But again, it's perfectly safe. We have been using this product for years, and I can say quite honestly, we've never had any complaints from pet owners. I have never complained about it. I never will. It's perfectly safe for Honey, which means it's perfectly safe for your dog. The next question asks, I am behind on the lawn calendar. Can I put down Turf Trust now? The answer is definitely yes. You can put down Turf Trust now. In fact, you can put Turf Trust down at any point during the year as long as A, the ground isn't frozen, and B, you don't have a warm season grass that goes dormant. Obviously, once the grass goes dormant, you should not be putting down Turf Trust. Now, I do want to clarify one thing. Yes, you can put it down any time of year, but remember, it lasts for up to 13 weeks. So if you've put it down and you're only 5 or 6 weeks in, you don't want to put it down again. Now, are you going to damage your lawn by doing that? Actually, you probably won't, but what's going to happen is you've just wasted some product and you've wasted some money. So again, as long as you haven't put it down and you are outside that 13-week window, you can put it down at any point during the year and your lawn is going to benefit from it. Question number 6. Can I use Turf Trust during a heat wave? So I get this question every single year, and to be quite honest with you, I've probably gotten it 6 or 7 times just in the last 2 days. And the reason I've gotten it so much in the last 2 days is because obviously there are a number of states that are experiencing a significant increase in their localized temperature, and they're worried about their grass. I totally get it. You don't want to put down a product that could cause your grass to negatively react when combined with this extreme heat. The good news is that's not Turf Trust, so you can go ahead and put it down. In fact, it's going to help your grass get through this heat wave and get through drought-like conditions because of the nutrition that it puts into the ground. So go ahead, put down Turf Trust. It's not going to burn your lawn, and in fact, it will help it sustain itself through the heat wave. And again, should we ever experience some significant drought-like conditions in the course of the coming weeks or coming months, Turf Trust is going to help that too. The 7th question asks, how long will Turf Trust feed my grass? So I've mentioned this already a couple of times here on this video podcast, but I want to make sure that it gets its own dedicated question. Turf Trust will feed your lawn for up to 13 weeks. Now that's what's considered ideal conditions, the right amount of sun, the right amount of rain. But at the end of the day, you can rely on Turf Trust to feed your grass for up to 13 weeks. If you guys are having torrential downpours where you are, maybe it only lasts 11 weeks. Likewise, if it's cool and you haven't had a lot of rain, but you've had a little bit, it could actually extend into that 14-week period and still be providing nutrition. But again, on average, you're going to see up to 13 weeks of Turf Trust feeding your lawn. It's a great product. I highly, highly recommend it. And obviously, it's available over at rosensonline.com. The last question for today asks, how soon after seeding can I put down Turf Trust? So another benefit to using Turf Trust Professional Starter Formula is that it's safe to put down the same day as your grass seed. In fact, we highly recommend that in order to give that grass seed the best chance of germinating, surviving, and then ultimately thriving, you're going to want to put down Turf Trust fertilizers the same day that you seed. Well, we've never had an episode of this program dedicated completely to one product, but with all of the emails that I've been getting about Turf Trust these last couple of weeks, I felt that it made a lot of sense to just dedicate an entire episode to walking customers who may not be familiar with Turf Trust through what all the benefits are and making sure that there are no questions left unanswered. Now, speaking of Turf Trust, folks, over at rosensonline.com, we still have our summer stock up special going on right now. And if you've watched the entire episode, then you know that yes, it's perfectly safe to put down during a heat wave, and no, you do not need to water it in. It's going to last for up to 13 weeks, and we didn't discuss this in the program, so I'm going to tell you this right now. This is actually the best time to quite literally stock up on Turf Trust fertilizers because you're getting a huge break on the pricing and it's going to qualify for free shipping. So head over to rosensonline.com right now and take advantage of this special deal. Now, with the heat wave that we're experiencing and as we're heading into some of the really hot days of summer, I want to remind everybody of the importance of Kickstart. I know we talk about Kickstart a lot on this program, but if you've heard me say it, that's because it's just a really, really great product. You can buy it by the bottle, you can buy it by the case, but the fact is when it gets really hot out, the root system and how strong it is really going to determine how well your lawn, how well your plants thrive during this heat. And Kickstart is going to be vital to maintaining a strong root system. So again, head over to rosensonline.com and pick up the product that you need. Folks, as always, I know I say this each and every week, but if you have questions, please make sure you send an email directly to me, tim@rosensonline.com. If I receive it, I promise I will get back to you. Folks, thank you so much for spending so much time with us today. It really does mean a lot to all of us. I hope you folks have an amazing rest of the week. God bless.